Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Today we're going to finish with our Unit 1. We're going to check our last lesson from this unit. So please, I want you to open your student's book on page, it's lesson 1H. The page is 17. Okay? So here at the beginning, in my computer, as you can see, I have some sentences. I want you to match the two halves of the sentences according to the meaning of it. What can you notice about all of these sentences? For example, it says, I put salt, I phoned my friend and pretended, I poured some, I changed the time. So please match the two halves and let's read the complete sentence, okay? I put salt in the sugar bowl. I phoned my friend and pretended to be the teacher. I poured some water in my brother's shoes. I changed the time on all the clocks in the house. So, did you agree that all of these actions are jokes? Can you imagine that you go to a restaurant and you ordered a coffee, and instead of sugar, you serve salt on your coffee? Can you imagine that? That could be disgusting, right? Have you ever made a practical joke maybe to a friend or to your families? Yes? I'm sure that you have done at least one joke, maybe for your friends or maybe for your families. I'm sure about that. Now, please, let's go to Unit 1H on your student's book, and we have a picture here. You have a boy with a spider in his right hand. What do you think he's going to do? What do you think the boy is planning to do with this spider? For example, you have some words that could help you to make your sentence. Bathroom, fake spider. What's the meaning of fake spider? Una araña de mentiras, okay? Play a prank, or put and scare. Okay, for example, I can imagine that the boy is going to put the spider in the bathroom. Is going to put the fake spider in the bathroom because he wants to scare her sister. Okay, he wants her sister to be scared, maybe. Okay, so please, I want you to write your sentence there about what do you think he's going to do. What do you think he's planning to do? Okay, now from exercise number 2, it says, read the descriptions of the two events and check your ideas for exercise 1. What do you think of each prank? What's the meaning of prank? Es como broma, okay? What do you think of each prank? Use the adjectives below or your own ideas. You have childish, clever, cruel, funny, and predictable. So here we have two different experiences, and I want you to write what do you think about each one, and you can use the words that you have here: childish, clever, cruel, funny, and predictable. Okay? So it says, tell us about pranks you played on friends or family members. When I was about 9 years old, I bought an enormous plastic spider from a joke shop. It looked very real and had really long legs. I couldn't wait to play a prank on my sister with it. One morning, I put it in the shower just before my big sister went into my bedroom. I waited outside the door. I heard a really loud scream and my sister ran out of the bathroom. I thought it was really funny, but for her it was a terrifying experience. When she found out that I put the spider there, she was really cross and chased me around the house. I feel bad about it now because I didn't realize how just afraid of a spider my sister is. It took her ages to get over it because she was so shocked. I think that she was very, very cruel with her sister, right? Because her sister was afraid of spiders. So that's a very cruel joke to her sister. Now let's continue. Let me tell you something. I have two children, and both used to put a fake spider almost every day in different places here at home. Sometimes they put the spider under my pillow, and when I go to sleep, I found the spider and I feel scared, really. Sometimes they put the spider on my shoes and next to the bathroom in different places. And, and it's they have been doing this for a lot of time. They used to put the fake spider or sometimes they put a fake mouse, and both they really scared me. Okay, let's read the second paragraph. Last February, I sent my brother a Valentine's card. He's quite shy and he didn't have a girlfriend. In the card, I wrote, "Be my Valentine, with love from," and I tried to disguise my handwriting. When he opened it, he looked carefully at the writing, and I thought for a moment he realized it was from me. But there was a girl in his class who he liked, and he thought the card was from her. He seemed really pleased about the card. In fact, he decided to ask her out, and now they are going out. Eventually, he mentioned the card to her, and she said she didn't send it. He immediately suspected me, so I owned up. He was a bit cross, but he forgave me because of the happy ending. Okay? So, I think for this experience, it has a happy ending. I think it wasn't funny, but maybe his sister sounds predictable when he knows that her sister didn't write the letter. Okay, well, her girlfriend in that day, so he knows that it was her sister. Okay, now please let's check next exercise. It says, let's check in the writing strategy, please, because at the end of the lesson, you're going to write a little paragraph about a similar experience, okay? When you write a description of an event, remember to say how you and the other people felt at the time and how you all reacted to the events. This will make your anecdote come to life and engage the reader's interest. Now it says, match the adjectives below with the people in the story say to did. Say when and why they felt in that way. Okay? So, well, here you have the answers, but please try to answer your exercise first, and then as you finish, you can check your answers with my answers, okay? For Dave, we have amused and guilty. From Dave's big sister, angry and frightened. From Kate, anxious and pleased. From Kate's brother, we have angry and pleased. Okay, so as you can see, we're still studying our adjectives to describe feelings. Okay. Do you remember that in the last class I told you something about the phrasal verbs, right? I explained you that a phrasal verb is formed with a verb plus a preposition. Okay. So let's check some examples of phrasal verbs here in the text. And it says phrasal verbs consist of a verb plus one of two participles, example, down, in, on, etc. We can call them prepositions if you want. Phrasal verbs are usually less formal than verbs with a similar meaning. What does it mean? When you use a phrasal verb, it's sometimes we use most of the phrasal verbs to talk about an informal way. Sometimes, not always, okay? We have some examples here. Request and the phrasal verb that means the same is ask for. Discuss, talk about. Both means the same. Replace, put back, okay? Now you have to find 4 phrasal verbs in the form post here that mean exactly the same as the words A to D. Okay, try to look for these words and then you can check your answers with my answers. We have discover, find out. Recover from, get over. Examine, look carefully at. And confess, own up. Okay? So, as you have already checked your answers, I want you to write here in a post-it or in a little piece of paper. You have to write a similar experience that you have had about jokes. For example, maybe you have done a joke to your sister or to your brother, to your sister, to your mom, I don't know. So I want you to describe how did you feel and how did your friend or your sister feel about that. Okay? Give a short description of the prank, of the joke. Say how your friend or family member reacted and describe the feelings, okay? Say whether you feel about it now and why or why not, okay? Here on exercise 5, you have some ideas. If you don't have any experiences about jokes, maybe you can imagine what will happen if you play a joke like this. Put salt on someone's ice creams, put a fake mouse in a kitchen cupboard, or put some glue onto the coins into the classroom floor. Okay? So if you don't have any experience, any real experience, you can imagine and you can describe and experience something similar from these ideas that you have in exercise 5. Okay? So when you have finished to write a little paragraph, maybe between 80 words, I want you to go to the vocabulary builder for phrasal verbs and register page 117. It's from vocabulary lesson from 1H, okay? And it says most phrasal verbs are neutral in register, neither formal nor informal. Example, woke up, got up, or turned on. These phrasal verbs are neutral, no son ni formales ni informales, okay? Some phrasal verbs have more formal equivalents, like put off the match until next Saturday or they postponed the match until next Saturday, okay? We have the verb and we have the phrasal verb here. That means the same. Now, sorry, you have to rewrite the sentences using the phrasal verbs below and you have to use the correct tense and form, okay? So it says, my sister often invents funny stories. You have to look for the phrasal verb that you have here. That means they have a similar, the same meaning as invent. And you have to write the phrasal verb in the correct tense. Okay, so you have a few minutes to answer this exercise and then you can check it. We can check it together, okay? So, for number 1, it says, my sister often makes up funny stories. Number 2, the robbers got away in a stolen car. The dog ran after the cat. I look up to my old sister. Number 5, please carry on reading. Number 6, I won't put up with your rudeness any longer. 7, please give back money when you can. 8, my teacher wants to talk about my exam results with my parents. 9, my granddad went to live in Australia but came back to Britain 20 years later. It's very important to write the verb in the correct form, okay? If they are talking in present, you have to write the verb in present, okay? If they talk about in past, you have to talk about in past, okay? So please be careful with the tense of the verbs. Now, please, as you can see, we have already finished with Unit 1. For homework, you have to answer lesson 1H from your workbook. Remember that you have to answer the review from Unit 1 yesterday. And now you have to finish your unit number 1 from your workbook. Okay, so you have to answer page 18 and 19 from your workbook 2. Okay, so that's all for today. Tomorrow we're going to check your answers from your workbook. So you have to have the complete page. Okay, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.